I wonder what would happen if you kids had to go through something really traumatic, like what they're going through in Ukraine now. Do you think it would change your whole mindset about this and you'd be like, oh my God, we're obsessing about this bullshit about breakups and this one and that one and what they're wearing and who looks cuter and who is 2 pounds too fat and all this bullshit. And it would help you in some way if there was actually something real to worry about? Because I think a lot of the people who are the most anxious have the most privileged lives. I mean, look at your life. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants to be you.
I don't know. I think
Doesn't
that's
that,
a very narrow kind of mindset, in the way of trauma. Everyone really has, their trauma. What's happening in Ukraine is unspeakable. That is something else. But as far as trauma for every human being, I lost my dad when I was 8. I was molested growing up.
Molested?
Yeah, I went through shit. Everybody goes through shit. When you kind of look at a book and you judge it by its cover and you say, oh,
I'm not judging at all.
You're like, well, everyone, even on any platform at any time in anyone's life, we do that as a society. We look at someone and say, oh, they have it all. They must be so fucking happy. You've got nothing to complain about in your life. And you're like, yeah, well, they're still with their therapist every day, and they might have like PTSD nightmares and traumas and other things that haunt their dreams.
Yes, molestation is a serious trauma.
And death. Death in the family is so hard to grow up without a father. Holy shit, I could not even tell you.
When a child is that young, that is, yeah.
So hard.
Okay, so those are legitimate, real traumas. On a par with the kind of things that people can go through in a war. Not quite as bad, but yes.
No, they're not even comparable. Like in that, again, that's unspeakable.
But they're more than just the regular bullshit. Yes, I'll give you that. But being with a therapist every day can also, I'll give you that. But can also be a indulgence. What about people who have trauma and can't afford a therapist? What do they do?
Oh, exactly. That is like so many fucking people. And even people that can afford it, there's so much stigma around getting help and talking about things and being out. That's like one of the best things right now about social media. That's like one of the most healthy parts that really make me think like there's good things in the world about social media is the openness that we have now about seeing a therapist, about even talking about it, suicide hotlines, like things now where you're like, wow, we really are.
But don't you think some people overdo it with a therapist? It's an indulgence. Like
an indulgence?
Yes, it
to
can
talk about
be.
your feelings? And to talk about what makes you you? Wouldn't the smartest thing in life be knowing who you are?
Every day.
See a therapist every day?
Isn't that what you said? Some people see
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, okay.
No. Mm-mm.
Well, anyway, a therapist, yes, I think people who are in therapy for 30 years, we're trying to find the root of something or cure something.
And every day is also filled with trauma. You don't know what's going to happen. Your brother could die. This could happen to you. Your life could be flipped upside down.
At a certain point, shouldn't a therapist or seeing one train you to be able to do that for yourself without the therapist?
Great therapists, like for instance, my therapist taught me this saying where when you go down the rabbit hole of a negative thought, right? And the negative thought could be anything. And then it's another one and another one. And now when it comes to a place where these thoughts aren't helpful, you're not doing better, you can't learn from these thoughts, there's no good exchange for you there. It's just negative and another one and another one and another one. When you do that, she was saying, it very much helps to take a light-colored object. I usually have a lot of neon lighters, but you take one and you pick it up and you put it down. And you pick it up, and you put it down, you pick it up. And you do that, and this motion, changing your body, helps the thought go away, helps kind of interrupt that cycle a little bit. And so then you're able to, okay, I can move on to a new thought. And that has helped me so many times. Small things like that as well that you use in your life. Like, the more I go to therapy, I'm sure the more as well, there's so many things that I will learn if you have a good therapist, that not only am I just gonna talk about what happened, but I need tools to fix it. I don't wanna walk around like this every day, or the person I am, and I have these negative things that I wanna change. I don't wanna keep doing this. And it doesn't just help for me to just, sometimes sit there and talk about it for an hour. No, I want something to help me get out of these habits.
Well, I'll just